To make a small size of this top, you need 150 grams of this kind of yarn. Is 100% cotton. The recommended needle is 3 mm, scissors, a 3.5 mm crochet hook, and stitch markers. I'm going to explain you now how to adapt the size of the top. We start the top from the bottom part and we have to take the size of this part. This size will be the length of the foundation chain. And we have to make the stitch that I will explain you more or less 6 centimeters. We have to make a slip knot and make a chain to have the length that we need. You don't have to make chains multiple of any number. Once we have the chain, in my case I'm making a small sample, you have to make a slip stitch with the first chain. Make a slip stitch to close the circle. On the row number 1 we have to chain 2, and make 1/2 double crochet on each stitch. 1/2 double crochet on each stitch around. Once we finished all the row with half double crochet, we have to make a slip stitch with the second chain of the previous row. Continue the row number 2 with a slip stitch in all the half double crochet. Make 1 slip stitch in all the half double crochet, 1 slip stitch around. We'll repeat again the row with the half double crochet. We have to chain 2 and we have to make 1/2 double crochet around, but we don't have to take the slip stitch, we have to take the top part of the half double crochet of the first row, taking both loops, 1/2 double crochet around. Once we finish the row with the half double crochet, we have to make again 1 row with a slip stitch. One slip stitch around. We have to repeat those 2 rows on the bottom part of the top. Once you have like 6 centimeters you have to start making increases to arrive at the part of the armhole. You have to take the size also of this part, because you will have to make more or less increases depending on your size. Once you have the 6 centimeters, you have to start making the increases, but only in the front part. Remember that here I am making a small sample. I'm using a stitch marker to separate the front part and the back part. We have to make the increases on the front part. In my case, I'm going to make only 2 increases on each row, but if you prefer, you can make 3 increases. You have to place the increases. You have to divide the front part in 2 or 3 or 4 parts to know where do you have to make the increases. In my case, I'm going to place stitch markers on the stitches where I have to make the increases. You have to make the increases on the rows of the half double crochet. So you start with chain 2, make 1 half double crochet on each stitch to the marker, to the stitch marker, and once you are at the stitch marker, you have to make 1 increase. Remember, 1 increase is to make 2 stitches on the same space. Continue making half double crochet to the next stitch marker. And once you are at the next stitch marker, you have to make again 1 increase. Continue making half double crochet in all the round, including the back part. Once we made the row of the half double crochet, we have to make again 1 row with the slip stitches. We don't have to make increases now. We start again with a row of half double crochet, so chain 2 and 1 half double crochet on each half double crochet, and where we find 1 increase, we have to make 1 increase on the increase. Two stitches in the same space on the increase of the previous row. Half double crochet to the next increase, and once we are at the next increase, we have to make again 1 increase, and we have to make 1 half double crochet to the end of the row. And increasing like this, you will get the front part bigger than the back part. If you think that making only 2 increases you will get a small top, you can make, remember, more increases on each row. Here you can see the shape of the bottom part of the top. The back part is straight, and you make the increases on the front part. And now we finish the bottom part of the top, and now I'm going to show you how to make the shoulders part, the top part of the top, with the flowers stitch, with a daisy stitch. To make the part of the flowers, you have to take the size of the shoulders, just under the shoulders, You have to take this size. And you will have to make flowers to get this size. Try to make this part a little bit small, because it will be better to keep this part on the shoulders. To make the flower stitch, we have to make a slip stitch, chain 4, mark with the finger the 4th chain, chain 4 again, and make a slip stitch with the 4th chain. We have to make a slip stitch in the next 3 chains, and we made the first part of the first petal. We have to make in the ring that we made closing the chain, we have to make 3 treble crochet. 3 treble crochet in the ring. Continue with chain 3, and we have to make 1 slip stitch in the circle. We made the first petal with 5 stitches, counting the 3 slip stitches as the first stitch and the last 3 chains as the last stitch. Start the next petal with chain 3, and we have to make in the ring, we have to make 4 treble crochet to complete the 5 stitches that we have to make in this petal. This will be the half part of the bottom part of the first flower. We have to start the next half of the next flower. We have to start again with the chain 4, chain 4 again, make the slip stitch in the chain number 4, 3 slip stitches to arrive at the beginning of the chain, and we start again with 3 treble crochet in the ring, 3 treble crochet in the ring. And to complete this petal, we have to make chain 3 and 1 slip stitch in the ring. We have the first petal of the next flower. We have the first petal of the next flower. Continue with chain 3 and make 4 treble crochet in the ring to complete the second petal of the second flower. And now we should start again with the chain 4 plus chain 4. This is how we have to make the bottom part of the petals to get the size of the shoulders. We have to continue making the bottom part of the petals like this. I will explain one more time how to make the bottom part of the petals. We have to chain 4 again, 1 slip stitch on the chain number 4, three slip stitches to arrive at the beginning of the chain, three treble crochet in the ring, chain 3, 1 slip stitch in the ring, continue with chain 3 and 4 treble crochet in the ring, This is how we have to make the 2 petals of the bottom part of the flowers. Remember, continue making the petals like this to get the size of the shoulders. We made the first row, the bottom part of the flowers. Now we have to make the row number 2, the top part of the flowers. In the last petal of the first row, we only have to make 3 treble crochet. We finished the last petal with chain 3, 1 slip stitch in the ring. So now start the row number 2 with chain 3, 3 treble crochet in the ring, chain 3 again and 1 slip stitch in the ring. We completed the first petal of the top part of the last flower. Chain 3, and 4 treble crochet in the ring, Now we have to start making the third petal of the next flower. We don't have to make any stitch to separate both petals. We make 4 treble crochet on the next center of the following flower, 4 treble crochet. And complete this petal with chain 3 and 1 slip stitch in the center of the flower. Chain 3 and 4 treble crochet in the ring, Once we completed the second flower, we have to start now the flower number 3. We make 4 treble crochet on the center of the flower, 4 treble crochet, chain 3 and 1 slip stitch in the center. We made the third petal of the third flower and complete the flower with chain 3 and 4 treble crochet. We have to complete all the flowers to the last flower. In the last flower we have to finish the third petal. You have to make 4 treble crochet to make a complete petal, to make 5 stitches of the petal. We will finish the last part of this flower once we have to finish the flower stitch. To start the next flower we have to chain 4 again and make a slip stitch on the chain number 4. 3 slip stitches, we have to make 4 treble crochet. We have to make the third petal of this flower. This is the second petal of this flower, so we have to make 4 treble crochet. We have to start again with the next flower, with the first petal of the next flower, so chain 4, chain 4 again, make a slip stitch in the chain number 4, 3 slip stitches, and complete this petal with 3 treble crochet, but once you have to make the chain 3, you have to join first this petal with the petal of the bottom flower. We have to make a slip stitch with the third chain of the bottom petal. So make a slip stitch and now you have to complete this petal making a chain 3 and 1 slip stitch in the center. Start the second petal of this flower. We have to chain 3 and now we have to join again with the petal of the bottom flower. So we have to make a slip stitch and now you have to complete this second petal with 4 treble crochet. We have to join each petal with the bottom flower. We start with the next flower with chain 4 again, make a slip stitch in the chain number 4, 3 slip stitches, complete this petal as we made before, once we have the 3 treble crochet, we have to join with a slip stitch in with the petal of the bottom part, complete the petal with chain 3, 1 slip stitch in the center, chain 3, join the petal with the bottom part with the slip stitch, and complete this petal with 4 treble crochet. We have to repeat the same to the end of the flowers, to the last flower. Once we have the last flower, we have to repeat what we made in the second part of the flowers of the previous row. So we have to finish the last petal. Instead of 4 treble crochet, we have to make 3 treble crochet, chain 3, 1 slip stitch, and now we can start the 3rd petal of this flower. So we have to start the 3rd petal making a chain 3, 3 treble crochet in the ring, chain 3, and complete the petal with a slip stitch. Start the 4th petal of this flower with chain 3 and complete this petal with 4 treble crochet. We finished the 2nd row of flowers. We start the 3rd petal of the next flower with 4 treble crochet in the ring, chain 3 and 1 slip stitch to complete this petal. Chain 3 and 4 treble crochet to complete the 2nd flower. We have to complete all the flowers to arrive at this point, completing the 3rd petal of this flower. We finished this row and now we have to complete the flowers of the corner. In this petal we only have to make 3 treble crochet and we have to complete this petal with chain 3 and 1 slip stitch in the center. Complete this flower with chain 3, 3 treble crochet, chain 3, 1 slip stitch to finish this petal, and we have to complete this flower with chain 3 again, 4 treble crochet, and we have to complete the last flower with 5 treble crochet. And we have to chain 1 and we can cut the yarn, and we have to join the flowers making a circle. We have to place now the flowers on the top of the bottom part. We have to place the top in the center, in the central part, leaving at least 3 or 4 centimeters on each side. And we have to join now the flowers with the bottom part. We have to place stitch markers to fix a little bit the flowers with the bottom part. We have to finish the bottom part of the top with a row of half double crochet, and we have to join now with a crochet hook. We have to take the yarn, place the yarn in one side of the top. We have to make a slip stitches to arrive at where we have to join the petal with the flower, with the top, with the bottom part. We have to join the flower with the treble crochet, not with the chain 3. With the treble crochet we have to make a slip stitch joining with the bottom part of the top. Continue making slip stitches to the next petal. Join also with the treble crochet, making a slip stitch. Continue making a slip stitches to the next petal and join again with a slip stitch, taking the treble crochet. We have to repeat the same, joining the petals with the bottom part of the top to complete the row. Remember to leave some spaces at the sides to be able to place the arms in between the petals, in between the flowers and the bottom part. And we finished the top.